Shoot. It's really real right now.
Mr. DL.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Who's off? Cause I could just lose your mind.
Before we go on air.
Yo, we are here at the Danger Zone
Oh,
podcast.
shit, I had a good one.
Episode
Go ahead.
112.
Where the players at?
Where the players dwell?
Uh-oh.
Or something like that.
But not if you in Diddy's house.
Oh my God, Diddy was quiet on the Diddy front this week.
The Danger Zone.
There wasn't much Diddy.
There was only one Diddy situation. Like I said, I'm still waiting for the outcomes though, but still, that dude that they arrested and said that he was their mule, former Syracuse
oh no shit
basketball player. He pleaded because he had possession of like cocaine and weed or some controlled substance, but you know it's kind of wild because it's not really a big deal. It's just the fact that maybe he was affiliated or seen coming from Diddy's house, and anything at this point is going to be associated any kind of way. I mean, somebody could be cutting the grass and he's going to be a part of the movement. You know what I mean? So
they just want some salacious stories. They just want to say Diddy, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter what the blah, blah, blah is right now.
It's the same thing with rest in peace to OJ murder, where this one heard a loud noise. This one heard this. This one did that. So it's if they were even walking behind the building, like they were part of what was going on there. You know what I mean? But
I was in the Hamptons on the month of the party.
You know, his alleged drug mule, his name is Brendan Paul. I wonder if he's related to Jay. Anyway, as he's into the plea deal in the drug possession case, Miami-Dade State's attorney official filed a cocaine possession charge against the 25-year-old Wednesday on the 24th today. Though they dropped another for possession of a controlled substance. The former Paul was arrested at an airport in Florida for the possession of marijuana and cocaine last month. Just a federal investigation into the alleged dealings of the embattled Bad Boy Records mogul began picking up steam. He was a former Syracuse basketball player, and he was not at the hearing when his attorney, Brian Bieber, wonder if he's related to Justin, into the not guilty plea on his behalf. So, as we stand here, Jake Paul's cousin and Justin Bieber's uncle represent him, you know what I mean? Rolling Stone initially had reported that he was taken into custody in late March. He was approached at an Opa Loca. That's related to the Oompa Loompas. Anyway, airport by that Miami-Dade police who have been working in cooperation with the Department of Homeland Security, according to the affidavit. A family member of Paul's confirmed the outlet that he had indeed been arrested. Maybe that family member was Jake. Though it was unclear if he had anything to do with the New York label executive. So stay tuned if you wish to. If not, we're going to keep it moving. What's good with you?
Nah, man, it's it's just been a busy week over here. We have a caller calling in, but we can't seem to admit them. So, it's just been a busy week. I had to take some notes this week because there was a lot of stuff going on. Every time I saw something, it made me want to talk about it on the podcast. But just forget it if you can't get it. It's all good. If you want to talk about it on the podcast, but I wanted to talk about the battles. The battles, they just keep moving on. These battles just keep moving on, man. Now, I hate this. Don't even worry about it.
That's fine.
Which battle?
Geez, this one this week is Chris Brown and Quavo. Now, as someone who doesn't like Chris Brown, kind of think he's a sucker, I'm sad to admit that he won. We won that shit. And I like the Migos, so I'll be the first to admit that he won. Now we all know that the Migos made freestyling hit records popular, and that doesn't really work in a battle. We're realizing right now that doesn't work in a battle. In a battle, you need intricate punchlines, you need personal information. You need to really prepare the battle. It's not like freestyle battling face to face, where you could be like, "Oh, look at your orange hat," or you know what I'm saying. It's not like that. It's totally different battling on wax.
I don't like me personally being a person who I did that a lot. My thing is I could write some shit to attack a person's character, whatever. But like you said, I could even step in front of them or know who I'm fucking with and go in like that. Just because I think part of that is just basically, downgrading somebody's character.
Yeah,
Should have basically snapping on them and then going into it like that. Which some people don't have that ability, so it's understandable. Because I know some dudes who will get up right now and freestyle, and the shit'll be dope because they wrote it all out, whatever. But if you put them face to face with somebody who's an animal and that right to hit it like that, it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is.
And a lot of rappers have admitted that some of them are better freestyle and some of them are better when they write it down.
Yeah.
Well, it's a fact because, even myself coming up in the game, like that's how I came into the game anyway. So I was already somebody that roasted people and snapped and all that. So then when I put the rhymes to it and storylines and shit like that, so freestyle was the easiest part because like I literally been on Radio Sway and all these people back in the day, we was always on them shits freestyling. Me really, because that's really what I did. So I could get at you like that. But I also knew, I think I might have said this before, but I also knew that when I thought cats was freestyle, even way back when I first started going to New York, early 90s, whatever, I found out, cats was writing way back then. You know what I'm saying? Along at the same time before that in the 80s when I found out people were writing for other people and shit like that. So like I knew, I said, okay, once I seen this dude at one freestyle, he was hot. And then I see him in another freestyle and I said, oh shit, that's that same rhyme that I heard at the other shit. So you know what I mean? But
us as us as hip hop fans, like I put us all collectively into this. We pick and choose. We pick and choose who's okay to have a ghostwriter or not. Drake's a sucker for having a ghostwriter. Oh, he's a sucker. He doesn't write that shit. But like Eazy-E is like people's favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? So we
here's the
pick
thing.
and choose.
What you said about that, like, so you said the whole fans as a general.
I'm just saying collectively, mostly.
Yeah, collectively, because me and you. So, me personally, like, so when I came to the game, I wasn't aware of any of that. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't aware of like you write for people and shit like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, so I came in like how I did, but the crazy part is, when me and Guru used to be doing our homework back then, I remember seeing some joints when you see LL had wrote for Run DMC. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh shit, this is way the fuck back then.
Yeah, so it comes like, full circle because 50 Cent wrote for LL Cool J. So,
So peep this.
Comes full circle.
So peep this. I don't know that, man. That's why I'm glad you told me. I never heard that one. But,
yeah, LL Cool J talks about it on like the Breakfast Club or something, and he said that 50 Cent wrote him a song, he did it, he was dope, but then he felt a certain way about it. So I guess it never came out.
So
he felt a certain way about him ghostwriting, or he felt a way about the song?
Because LL Cool J's whole identity in this day and age is wrapped up in the GOAT conversation. And if you throw out there that someone else is writing your records for you, you could maybe take that away from him, I think.
And you know the crazy thing about it, so as these years have come and everything has been exposed, the premise of it is like people have been doing it forever. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, so one of the most surprising ones that I heard that somebody was writing for was Kane and Biz Markie. You know what I mean? Because Biz Markie was his rhymes weren't of intricacy. They were humorous and fun and a little bit witty here and there.
Yeah.
Right. So you obviously didn't look at Kane that way. You know what I mean? Like and somebody writing those rhymes, they were kind of simple to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So when I found it out, I was like, damn, the incredible businessman that this dude is. Because this dude is like, yo, I do the beatbox. I got some connects. Yo, write me some rhymes. Then I'm gonna get you like put on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the shit has been going
was like
on
Mr.
forever.
DL.
Like,
So
it's crazy, man.
we have a caller. If the caller is still there, I can't even tell. I saw.
Nah, they left.
Oh, they left. All right. Well, we had a caller.
They were on some see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to freestyle battle records on record. It's easy to freestyle battle in front of somebody because you can use you can use the situation to your advantage. You can point things out. You can make anything funny that way. But thinking that you're gonna do what you do on like a trap record, I don't know. It just didn't hit. And then Chris Brown came back. Obviously, someone wrote that for him, but whatever. Chris Brown came back with some heat, and then Quavo tried to come back, and I think Quavo knew it was a rap, so he went and dug up an old Takeoff hook.
Not a good look.
You know, used the whole Chris Brown diss was basically like, you're the weakest link in your crew, which I don't believe, but you're the weakest link in your crew, and then to respond, Quavo came back with people, like with someone else.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you lost.
Yeah, I think just with that, he could have had the dopest lines, but just the fact that he brought Takeoff in is like, buddy, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He just dissed you. He
So
just
you're saying that
said
he
it
can't-
should have been you. And then the next,
So you say, go ahead.
no, the
You're
next
saying
thing
when he came back with you said he came back with no, I'm like, nah. It's just kind of wild because I feel like if you give me information, you say, oh, I know the information. I feel like I can get at somebody freestyling. But I gotta know, you gotta know some shit, like, you know, and you could use some of your humor, but you gotta know some shit too.
I think they know each other well enough where they both could have easily. Well, I don't know about Chris Brown and rapping, but I think Quavo could have easily said more.
Yeah.
But you know what? So when it comes to that type of shit, it's like you can't keep dipping in the old, digging in the old same old bag either. Yeah. Like, you know, if they want to bring up certain things by Chris Brown that like happened in the past, whatever.
Hell yeah! This is a diss track. You gotta go for whatever Achilles heel, open wound.
Yeah. Dude, if you got
you gotta go for it.
If you beat up the most famous fucking woman in the world, people are gonna use it as bait against you. Sorry, dude.
Facts.
But how many?
It happened.
But you know what? How many times? But I'm saying that's the thing, though. So we know that. Like,
he actually just got in trouble again.
How many times that shit gonna be effective? It's not gonna be effective with the same story. If this is what it, to me, if this is what he is, and what he is. But like for some reason, as we all probably know too, that motherfucker was kind of dormant for a little while. I ain't heard shit about Chris Brown till this situation. You know what I mean? He popped one Drink Champs.
He got a world tour. Well, I think it's a world tour.
Yeah, I'm saying he popped up on that Drink Champs and whatever. But like, you know, there was a point when he was getting into shit. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I thought it was kind of wild though when he was talking about how I just thought about him talking about Little Bow Wow was his man, but he be lying sometimes. Bruh. And that shit was kind of hilarious to me because it was like mad obvious, you know what I mean? So, but speaking of that ghostwriting thing, they both
came up around the same time now.
So, speaking of that ghostwriting thing, so there's a situation right now where Tupac's estate is getting after Drake for an AI-generated feature of the late rapper. Tupac's estate has given Drake an ultimatum regarding his tailor-made freestyle diss against Kendrick Lamar, which features late rapper's likeness in an artificial intelligence form. On Wednesday, damn, a lot of shit happened today. Billboard obtained and published a cease-and-desist letter from the litigator Howard King to the Canadian superstar for using computer-generated replica of the West Coast icon's voice on his latest song. The Death Row Legends family, also chimed in. The estate is deeply dismayed and disappointed by your unauthorized use of Tupac's voice and personality. The note reads, not only is the record a flagrant violation of Tupac's publicity and the estate's legal rights, it's also a blatant abuse of legacy of one of the greatest hip-hop artists of all time. The estate would never have given its permission for this to be used or done this way.
Yeah.
Let me stop right there. So with me, I mean, obviously it was like Drake, he was looking for edge. He was looking for some shit he could do different. This is what we in. We in the AI era, so he went and grabbed the AI shit. So it is what it is. But I feel like it would be dope. It would have been dope too for you to contact the state and said that you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And then if they did it, they did it. If not, you can keep it moving. You see what I'm saying?
I think that's mad disrespectful.
Yeah, but everybody gets sued for shit like that now anyway. That's why I'm like, why,
Not only that, but it's not like you're some kid that's trying to put out a record. You're Drake. Like, you know better. You should know better. And if you don't know better, your people should know better. Plus, you wouldn't want someone using your voice and your AI likeness without either you giving consent or getting a check. Let's keep it real. So that's not cool.
You know what it is? Know what it is, though? It's all about, and that was a shock value move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was like one of them shits where it was like, okay, so this is possibly going to happen. And we're possibly going to have to do this because the consumer is going to consume the shit out of that little disc song, whatever. Drake, I think, just finished a tour too. And he said that he was, in his words, that he was going to come home and chill and relax after the tour. But he just, now he had to get pulled into this mess with these rap records, with these battles, you know what I mean? So that's what supposedly responded to them shits now. So, which to me, I'm not going to delve in too deep because I got a song where I kind of address some of that shit. But this shit is just so corn. It's like me watching an argument between Steven Spielberg, right? And give me somebody else. Give me another top flight rich
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, him, they're sitting there arguing with each other. So I'm going to be like on myself, like, I've never, see, fans are fans.
Yeah.
So they feed into that. That's why they had the stupid parade magazines and the Astro Inquirer and all that.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the time, people are always going to feed into whatever the garbage is, you see. So I've never been that dude or person. So therefore, I just look at it like corn on the cob,
Yeah, I don't know. Migos I liked, so I didn't mind seeing Quavo. I just thought he was gonna do better, but
I think a lot of people were surprised.
Yeah.
Yo, sometimes people's egos and stuff with this music is so big that you try to be what you're not. You know what I mean? Dude, you not. You can't battle this dude. I remember one time Dave East was online against what's that comedian's name, man? Shit. It's gonna come to me in a minute, but he was online going back and forth. DC Young Fly.
Oh, okay.
He going back and forth with him trying to roast. And the DC Young Fly dude is roasting the shit out of him. But he's come with some rhymes that are seriously corn. Right? I mean some jokes that's like he trying to snap on them, but this shit is straight corn.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, so that's because maybe around your friends, your people, you might have been said to be kind of funny.
Well, that's what
right?
I know that you disagreed with me, but like that's what I feel about a lot of these famous people, like the T.I.s and the Fat Joes. Like they're not saying anything funny. Nothing funny is coming out of their mouth, and everyone's like, "Oh, T.I., T.I., you're so fucking funny, T.I." And I'm just like, "Yeah."
Well, here's the thing. Here's my part on that part. So he took it in the realm of being so I like that. I can't disagree, agree, whatever, because he took it in the realm as being a comedian. So now you're in the comedian world, and like the people should be the ones to be able to tell you like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know how that is.
Well, they did.
I mean,
they kicked him out of comedy. He's not doing comedy anymore. So
yeah, because I mean, listen, I could never in a million years, like. I think I could do that. I could stand up and do some shit. I got some shit and get some shit, whatever. But
go on Kill Tony. I would love to see Big Suge on Kill Tony.
I was this close to being on Wild and Out, something like that. Man, that shit was close. Anyway,
see, I found Wilding Out corny. Look at your hair standing over there. I was like, oh my god, bro.
Yeah. So here's my part. So that's the
Tell
part
us how you truly feel. On the danger
That's
zone.
the part that made me want to be on it, because on the spot like that, I could roast you like that.
Yeah.
So that's why and the dude who had something to do with he used to work with getting the talent on there doing something. He was at Sirius Radio when I was on there, and I was just being me. We used to, I'm being me. And then he said, damn, dude, you could, you know what I'm saying? There's always these things that almost happen. Yeah. And then you could kind of see where you're coming from. Because even, what's his name, man, with the controversial show on satellite, and Perry, he's a shock jock, most famous
Howard Stern?
Of course. So me and Howard Stern and somebody else was sitting up there and talking, and I'm talking and going back and forth and joking and shit and all that. And then they was even saying like, damn, you can get a little radio show up here. You see what I'm saying? But there was some things that didn't fall right, but that was a possibility for real. But that's just us like talking and laughing and saying not nobody like, oh, I'm with these people, I'm gonna try to be funny. Nah, man, it's fucking whatever you're gonna say is it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, I never seen no one make the transition from being anything else and a comedian. Only people I've seen that already, all of them are like Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
As we know, he's entertainer, comedian, and actor. So I get that to him. He was probably one of the best, but you never see the motherfucker say, "Hey, I'm gonna go be a comedian now." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's tough.
There's a few that could though. I always thought Redman could have went to be a comedian. I think he's naturally funny. I always thought that too.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that he chose rapping because he is a good rapper.
Well, there's still.
Me too. Cause we all had the real. So. We all had I experienced the real with that.
Now he's jumping out airplanes and shit. And
all that you do.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Hey.
This, to everyone here, what have you, with the NBA playoffs is upon us, man. Yeah. Those who follow basketball and such. In the West Coast, Phoenix is up 2-0. Excuse me. Minnesota is up 2-0, which is surprising to some.
Yeah.
The Clippers are 1-1 with the Mavericks, and this is on the West Coast. The Lakers are down 2 to Denver. And I got to check the Pelicans one. I didn't see that. I think it's 1-1 as we stand. Then the Celtics, of course, up 1. It's 1-1 with the Milwaukee and the Pacers. And who else we got over there? Philadelphia is down 2 to New York. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's getting intense, man. This is the beginning of it. We got a long way to go. Oh, Cleveland is up as well. We got a long way to go, but we'll see what happens. I'm rooting for Boston, of course. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking forward to that. As we stand here right now, also tomorrow is the NFL draft.
Uh-oh.
So those who follow know that the Patriots, that are Patriots fans, the Patriots have the 3rd pick, which they're hoping that he gets, that the Patriots get a quarterback. There's talk of them. The 1st pick is Chicago. 2nd is Washington. They speculate Caleb Williams from USC to go 1st. 2nd, Jaden Daniels. They expect him to go, I think, from LSU 2nd. And 3rd, they're not sure. They think either Drake May to the Patriots or J.J. McCarthy. So we'll see what happens there. But there's a lot of pieces that got to be moved around. So we'll see. People that follow it like that are excited about it for tomorrow. So I hope your team gets who they want to get. There's no guarantees. There's a lot of hit and misses in the draft, but it is what it is. And shout out to Aneem Dakwa out of Howard University. My son played with him. He was a good friend of his. And he's a great kid, man.
He was in the chat.
He probably get drafted. Huh?
He was in the chat. It said Aneem.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he could have been.
Him? Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I was trying to get him in.
So, Aneem, he probably get drafted. If not, he'll be a free agent, but you'll see him in the league. He is, I think, about 6'7", 350. something like that. He's a behemoth of a man, but that's my dude.
Whoa.
So if you listening to us, man, Aneem, I'm with you, man. Good luck. You know what I mean? Me and True, man, shouting you out, man.
100%.
Great things.
Yeah. I'm trying to find.
Also, on another sports note, excuse me for a second. So if all those who follow college football, man, the powers that be, the NCAA or whoever it is, committees, returned the Heisman Trophy to Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush, for those who don't know, one of the greatest college football players of all time. I watched it myself, and I'm like, this dude was phenomenal, man. He was something else. And he won the Heisman Trophy, which he should have. But because a story came out about his parents taking money and families taking money, which we know this has been going on since the beginning of the time. So they had him give it back. But I think we're in that era right now, whereas if you look at it, the Heisman Trophy, for instance, is for the best play on the field. It has nothing to do with who gave somebody what and this and that. And now, where they have NIL deals, which I spoke on, the name, image, and likeness, where kids are getting millions and $100,000 already out in front now, like So I guess they feel it's good to tell the story. It's okay. But he should have never lost that Heisman. But shout out to Reggie Bush. I'm glad you got that back, man. I feel you're deserving it. But so what happens now? Like, for instance, the Fab Five from Michigan won all them games. And one of those players, was supposedly had got money, so then they stripped them of those games. So do you say, let's go put those back? So I don't know. We'll see. But today, shout out to Reggie Bush, man. What y'all got good over there?
No, I want to talk about this. It's that time of the year again. The inductees for the 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are in. I always like when rappers make the list. I always like it. I don't even care if I like the rapper or not. But sometimes I say, wow, LL Cool J made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame before Ozzy Osbourne. Like, it's kind of things like that kind of don't equate to me really. But here are the 2024 Hall of Fame inductees. Inductees. Yeah, they're getting in.
They're officially in.
Who we got? Oh, she's not looking. We have Mary J. Blige, Cher, the Dave Matthews Band, Foreigner, Peter Frampton, Kool and the Gang, Ozzy Osbourne, and A Tribe Called Quest. So
now,
that's dope.
Hell yeah,
my girl.
With me,
it's a terrible picture.
With me, every time I hear that, it's funny. If I hear a Tribe Called Quest type situation, like it always brings me to, like a Gangstar situation.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is because the contemporaries that the groups were, but then there's so many places, so many areas and venues where the Gangstar music was played. It obviously still is. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
we talking about Tribe Called Quest. I don't know, like Tribe Called Quest. I like Tribe Called Quest. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't think so.
I don't know.
Jazz Hall of Fame.
I don't even know.
Well, I mean,
I don't even know.
Say the same thing for Mary. She has a couple of rock songs, but
no, they're not to have rock music. But I don't. When I think of like, I see Mary J. Blige on a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame all day. Cher, I see her there all day.
I didn't say I didn't see
her.
But,
and I like Tribe Called Quest. I just don't. That's the group you guys picked to put. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to me. It just doesn't seem like a good fit. None of them seem rock and roll to me.
I don't know. I disagree. I think rock and roll is just someone who's like a badass.
Oh, there you go.
He's got a vibe.
We just talked about it last week on the Danger Zone podcast. What did I say about Q2? Did I say he was a badass?
He's a vibing thing.
I think about them being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is because it seems like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a venue. You know what I mean? What I mean is like they don't have a hip hop Hall of Fame, they don't have an R&B Hall of Fame. So it's like, okay, let's use this for everyone that's going to get in, or that
it's inclusive.
So things should be. And when I see somebody like Tribe Called Quest get in there, I do know and feel like sooner than later, you're going to see that Gangstar situation too. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm excited for them because personally, knowing dudes and we did many shows alongside each other. You know what I'm saying? The original Can We Kick It? But you know, Mary J. Blige, man. You know, the stories go back there. I mean, I remember Guru had went to go buy a Cherokee, man, like a '93, and we go to the dealer, and Mary J. Blige is in there too, getting one too, the same exact one, except his is black and hers is gray. You know what I mean, or something like that, right? And I remember being there, like, and you know, Guru's like whip out the black card. Just think about this. The car was new, so this is '93. Or right, might have been right before '93, '92, because you know how you buy a car early. And I'm like, wow, and where they went to be in life and then her, you know, successes or whatever. They're like, damn, man, I remember it was as simple as them just buying a couple of Cherokees. You know what I mean? To where she's at now, and so much that she's done, man, and even standing strong from after her husband played her like that.
Speaking of that, speaking of how you want to know some random shit? Where are my mean sounds? Where are my mean sounds at? The girl who broke up her marriage is a singer from Lowell.
Yeah.
Facts on that.
I'm not even trying to give her any shine, so I'll tell you off air. But yeah, go ahead.
Is her name Make 'em Way? Not Make 'em Pay. Is the other girl?
No, make 'em weigh 300 pounds.
Oh shit!
Did he meet before, I think?
Yeah, so that was funny.
Shout out to Make 'em Pay too, man. That's you, like even that short conversation that we had, man. He said some really dope shit with.
It was so dark.
I appreciated it, you know.
Just sitting there in the darkness.
Huh?
I said he was just sitting there in the darkness.
But see the dope thing to me, like that little shit that he took out of it. So when someone says like him, which I've heard before, I think we said it then, he was speaking on like words that he got from official people about myself, right? And then that stuff like that, when you hear shit like that, you kind of really know, like, yo, this dude's for real. The people was for real because at the moment that was how you was, you know, you were, you know, and your folklore will always be that. But I've heard that several times through third and fourth parties. But I'm like, when I heard him, I was like, yo, you know, this dude's official,
dude.
It's just like that, and he is who he is, what he, you know, whatever. But yo, that I take that to me. I took that to heart like that, you know.
Yeah.
So shout out to.
Sometimes it's tough when you think about it. It's like I'm 43. He's about my age. He's about my age.
Damn you.
He spent 20 of his 20 of his years in jail, and it's like, damn, I accomplished and did so many things in those 20 years that. So I think about that shit sometimes. I'm like, yo, like
Hey, listen, some people move differently, man. I used to go to New York all the time. Sometimes I went with these dudes that are the same, maybe they 2 years older than you now, but they, you know, they're right around your age. And they used to do I'm not even gonna bitch today, but they used to do so much slow shit where I used to just be like, yo, what channel are these dudes on? They're both doing great now. But back then, so for instance, let me give you a story. It's my whip. We drive out there. I'm asleep. I pass out. I mean, y'all the drivers, you know, it's a snowstorm. Eventually, Frick and Frack wake me up. And I said, what's up? And they're like, yo, we about to run out of gas. Yo, this thing was damn near full when I fell asleep. And y'all gonna wait till you get to Edward, right? To pull over and wake me up. What the hell was I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know I went off. I'm like, but I'm thinking to myself, what is their brains working like? Yeah. Some people just be on some different, you know, another just because we're on it. I got one more New York shit before I get off it. I drive to New York with this other dude. Where did these dudes come from? I don't know. But anyway,
don't be calling it.
We run out of gas. We run out of gas for real, right? So here's my thing. When people used to want to go to New York with me and all that, I believe you want to make that trip because you want to meet whoever you want to be around, the vibe, whatever. So you got to bring your portion of money and trip it on gas, whatever. Now, I didn't have to do that. I just said that's showing what you want to do. You want to make the move. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So this dude says he goes with us this time. Several people have done that. He goes with us, we drive, and his car runs out of gas, right? Car run out of gas. And I said, yo, you better go get some gas, boy. You know what I'm saying?
The danger zone.
He said, well, I drove and shit. I'm not gonna. I said, I said, listen, if I put gas in this car, it's his car. I said, if I put gas in this car, we gonna drive from here. Me and my man, we're gonna drive from here and leave your ass right here. And this is your car. This is why I straight told him, like, because I was serious. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how like you got those little, those markers on the highway that tell you probably what mile this is or where you're at. So your man realized that it wasn't a game. He was about to be standing at that on that highway near the gas station, whatever. Yo, me and the other dude are talking, and you look on the highway, and the cars are going by like this. Yo, your man waited, right? Your man waited and ran over to the sign, like in the middle of the highway on that little divider to see what miles it was. I'm talking about it looked like cartoon style. Bing, 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 bing.
See, crazy.
I said,
you know they're on your side of the road too, right? Like...
So I said to my man, I said, yo, did you see your man just run across? I'm talking about no bullshit. Cars are like, you know, I'm like, I don't even know how he did that because I'm never doing that, right? So then he runs back after the little cartoon run over there, runs back, comes to us and says, he has the mileage number. To this day, I'm looking at this dude like, yo, this dude was trying to like almost get killed. You know what I'm saying? For the fact to find out where we were so they could pick us up because they told us to the gas station. Your man put the gas in, we kept it moving. But I'm just saying, how is your brain working though? Some people it just don't work the same, man. It is what it is, man.
Bro, I know so many. I know so many people throughout my life that going to jail is just easier than getting a job, paying rent, paying child support. It's just easier to just go to jail. Like I'm convinced that has to be what it is with some people. Like,
I mean,
well, the way the economy's going, people, that's the best bet right there.
Hey,
you get 3 meals. I didn't say they were 5-star. You get a bed.
Yeah.
Maybe a roommate, depending on your situation.
Maybe a boyfriend, depending on your situation.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you something.
That too. And you get to work out, or watch a little TV, maybe play some spades.
Let me tell you something that might be a little like to the side with people. And I think about this, right? Yo, dudes that's upstate, like doing real time, whatever.
Yeah.
Yo, they are definitely eating 5-star. You understand what I'm saying? Right? So here's the thing.
Heard what you're saying.
Here's the thing. Check this out. So this is why I say that. If you're in a prison and dudes are getting out in a few years, a couple of years, whatever, you know, it is what it is. You serve what you serve. If you serve bullshit to dudes that are doing there for the rest of their life, we're not talking about getting slapped up. We're talking about like murders, kidnap, missing a tooth or eye. So it's that serious where you can't walk amongst dudes with that bullshit because they don't give a fuck. That's a real thing. So if you was to give motherfuckers bullshit food upstate like that, it's a problem. And guess what? So when I found out, first time I saw that shit, that the amount of food that they was giving, I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck is going on? You know, you gotta look around, make sure shit ain't funny, right?
They like
but I'm talking about like this specific spot I was at was a plate of fucking, you go up and get as many steaks as you wanted to and bread and all this other shit. And I'm like, but then I realized what that was. I realized like, yo, they can't give you bullshit up here. Motherfuckers up here, man, they're murdy. You know what I mean? So it's not gonna, you know, that food thing, they eat well. That's why dude, that them lower level shits, whatever, they don't give a fuck because a lot of those dudes are stealing cars. You know what I mean? Selling 10 packs of crack. Like they ain't no ballers, no wild shit. You know what I mean? So they get this motherfucker Twinkies or peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the milk and tell them get the fuck out of here. You know
speaking of stealing cars,
The danger zone.
Here's your story, Tanya. Did you see that big car?
Peanut butter jelly.
You see it? Peanut butter and jelly time. Did you see that big car chase in Massachusetts yesterday? You see that?
No.
Dude,
no.
Tell us about it, Tanya.
Chuck.
I'll play it for you guys while I do that. Yeah.
You know that type of shit is close to my heart. But
You missed it because it was local and it was all over the news. Okay, so is a 15-year-old and two 20-year-olds steal a car. The 15-year-old is driving.
There we go.
State troopers try to pull him over. He not stopping. They got a helicopter chasing him. They had to throw out the little spikes.
Spikes, yeah.
He hit one guy. The other guy that was in a truck barely got away. He was like, yes, you didn't hit my car. Spun around, I don't know how many 360s, almost hit a tree.
Yeah.
Out of control. Out of control. Hey. You know they were like, nah, you driving because you a minor.
Yeah, exactly. No, now they was like this. I'm 20 years old, but I don't got no license. I'm 20 as well. I don't have one either. Too. What about you? No. All right, well, it doesn't make a difference. Let me tell you something. Hey, on some real shit, yo. So y'all know, like y'all personally know, I really don't got to talk about it right now, probably one day. So all that shit looks crazy until someone in your family like does that. And you see that like shit, and the shit is real. That's why when I forever, for the rest of my life, hearing that about chasing shit, I'm always it's gonna hit me differently because I'm like, you would hear that stuff, and then you just see that, you like, in your family, whatever, it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? But damn, and worse than that, you know what I mean? So it's just like, man, you know.
So my dad made a good point about it. He was like, they're saying he's driving erratic, and he's like, I think he's driving pretty good.
For a 15-year-old,
he's 15 years old. The police can't catch him. The police can't even catch his ass. And you know what I mean?
Hey, but guess what? They're glad that we live in Mass or where we live at, because in Atlanta, Georgia, it's shoot to kill.
Yeah.
That's why I said they're lucky they didn't get
no
shot.
Bullshit. You steal a car in Atlanta right now, and the police like chase you, and they'll chase you for a few, then your shit is getting clapped out.
Yeah, because
don't run.
It's reckless endangerment. Like you're endangering the people that are on the road.
Like that elephant back in the day in Texas. That motherfucker said, fuck it. That motherfucker, that big ass elephant said fuck it. I'm gonna run out the circus.
Oh, he's talking about Lizzo's last concert.
The danger.
Yo, check it. The elephant runs out of the circus. And he's coming down the street. So see where y'all live at, with the little stories and all that.
I know what you're talking about.
And it's not as busy as what we're talking about, but this elephant takes a detour and just gonna run through the city. So guess what? This is Texas. So that's reckless endangerment. Like you said, it's a big ass elephant stomping everything in sight. Yo, everybody and their mother shot the shit out of them.
Damn.
They shot the hell out.
I mean, yo, sad.
This is when you know. I mean, I seen this on TV, so I couldn't believe everybody had a gun. Babies probably popped out of carriages like blah blah. I'm talking about this shit look crazy. Up in this window, you're looking out the window, and you're just gonna bust shots to this elephant. So they shot him until he fell, right? But you know what it says in the paper? Because you have to make it look dramatic. They said they were openly firing at this behemoth as he slowly crumpled to the ground to his death.
Honestly, I'm looking at this video, and the elephant don't look like it's smashing much.
They got a sexy.
I feel like they could have taken it easy. Like,
they got him early?
He's just going around the cars.
Yeah,
but I do get it. Like, if I saw an elephant coming at me, that big ass foot of theirs, like.
Do you see them shooting them though?
Nah, not yet.
You see?
I don't want to show it on here.
Yeah. I don't want to see. Yeah, I don't want to see that part.
Because I'm showing the screen right now. So.
Yeah, but.
Yeah,
I think they overreacted for the clips that I see.
Nah, you know what it is? Well, I guess he can run down the street like that. But because they can all have guns, that's why they were shooting them too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dang.
Cause like he's really not. He hasn't gone to attack a person or even smash a car as of yet, and we've seen like at least 6 clips.
But is anybody shooting?
No, not yet. They're probably not going to show.
No, I don't want to see that part.
This is USA Today's footage. So
There's
that's
one
why
guy right now. He has like a stick or something. I don't know.
How many
if he's
years
gonna,
ago
like,
was that?
try
Was that
to
the right one?
Move him along, but
I'm not sure. It's all right. I just typed in "elephant escapes Texas," but they're probably not going to show that part on here. That's what I'm saying.
I'm glad I don't want to see
Yeah,
that part.
because they were shooting this dude. They were shooting this dude. They were shooting this elephant early.
50
You know what I'm
Cent
saying?
elephants.
Hey, one of the most painful things to watch when it comes to speaking of elephants is when if you ever seen that shit on online or whatever, when the alligator gets a hold of the trunk, yo, that shit hurts me at the crib.
Oh yeah.
Like, the elevator gets
So sad.
the trunk,
I like elephants.
and the motherfucker's trying to, he's trying to pull his trunk back.
Smart.
So
You know what I mean?
I lived in Florida. Okay, listen.
Oh,
If you listen, I know a guy, and I'm not trying to make fun of him, but he got killed by an alligator, right? But here comes the part where I'm just let me get my mean sounds out. Like rest in peace to the homie. But if you live in Florida, right, or if you've ever heard of Florida, ever in your life, you know there's alligators there. Everybody knows. Everyone knows. That's what Florida is known for, having alligators. So why do people swim in freshwater lakes, ponds, rivers? I just don't understand it. When I lived in Florida, my friend had a landscaping company, and he's like, "Can you help me for a few days or a week or whatever?" I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, man." So I worked with this guy for 2 days, and on the second day, I was working in. They had this big, nice house, and this guy had a pond in the backyard, and I was just maintaining the property, and I just heard a little sound. Bloop. That's all I heard was like a little sound, and I looked back at my like peripherals, and I didn't see anything, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in Florida. Hold on, let me look." And I'm really looking. I'm like looking at the top of the water and shit, and there it is, just staring at me, a fucking enormous alligator in a pond that's like 20 feet long, a huge alligator. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this job. You crazy? I'll go back to Liberty City, where people are murdering each other with assault rifles on a daily basis before I go and do this fucking job.
Yo, you ever eat alligator?
No, you have, right?
Oh, I love alligator. It is delicious.
Let me tell you something.
If more people ate alligator, the chickens would survive because it is so juicy. Let me tell y'all.
I'm gonna talk to you like this. So, I've never ventured into a whole bunch of it, but I had those little the little nuggets they give you, kind of. They're round. You ever see them? So then they're fried and crispy. Them shits, that shit was mad, and they give you like a dipping sauce. So.
You always got
I had that
sauce.
at Red Lobster.
It ain't America if you don't have a dipping sauce. Let me tell you, people.
I had that in I had alligator the first time in Japan, and the second time was
in Japan.
Florida.
Interesting.
And yeah, in Florida I had. Now, as I've seen on the online, whereas motherfuckers put the whole gator on there like a pig roast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they had this thing. They split something in the back, put stuffing in on top of it, and cook this thing for almost like smoked it for hours. Then it's the whole alligator cooked, whatever they got, glaze on them and seasons and all that. But everybody puts the smash to this alligator. It's like crazy,
They got
I
the
never seen it.
alligator adobo.
That's so funny.
But that's some Florida. I mean, they had everything on that brown sugar spread, all the spices and shit. It was some crazy shit, bro.
It's really good.
They went to town, man.
So when this guy, when my uncle was passing away, I lived in Florida on the east coast of Florida, and he lived on the west coast of Florida. So I cut across Alligator Alley, which is like a highway that goes all the way across the lower part of Florida. And in the day, I did it in the daytime. I'm like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. I wasn't reading any signs. I wasn't paying attention to anything. On the way back, I'm driving and I'm still not paying attention, and it's nighttime, and I'm like 40 miles into Alligator Alley at least. Like, I'm telling you, just a highway through the Everglades, And I start paying attention. I'm like, what that sign say? It said, there's no gas stations out here. And I was like, oh shit. And I ran out of gas in Alligator Alley at night. At like
one of those, Big Shug, one of those.
At like 2 a.m. where there really wasn't anyone on the road. Like if it was like at 8 p.m., it might not have been a thing. But so anyway, I get out of my car, and in the distance, I can see, what is that, Fort Lauderdale in the distance there? at the ends, the
I
can see way in the
I don't
distance.
think it
Like
was
I'm saying,
Fort
like
Lauderdale,
20 miles
got it.
in the distance. I
The
can
next-
see.
the first city.
I can
don't
see
know
the
what that is.
sparkles of lights. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Fuck, that's far." So I started walking. You know what I mean? Hoping that I would find something. And then I'm like, I walked for like 10 minutes, and then I just felt where I was. I was like, "Oh shit."
That's not a good
I'm walking
idea.
through the fucking biggest concentration of alligators that there is. So I went back to my car.
They weren't that hungry.
I went back to my car, and eventually a tow truck came by. It just gassed me up. He's like, "You stupid, man. You don't know about it." I was like, "Dude, I didn't know." I said honestly, and I told him too because I was.
And this was a world before cell phones.
No, I had cell phones, but it didn't work out there.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
You probably were not the preferred meal of the evening.
Yeah.
I
I wasn't fat yet.
Crazy. 10 minutes is a lifetime, and it's
they didn't want a
dark.
human.
It's-
Well, it was
They
really
wanted
20. It was really
something-
20 minutes because I walked 10 minutes and then turned around, and walked back.
That's a long time in the dark.
And I wasn't at the
listen.
time. I was more worried about snakes. I was like, "Oh, the fucking snakes."
So in Florida, you got all them snakes, you got alligators, and you got them little lizards that run around more than rats.
Geckos.
So
Yeah, the anoles.
they're all over the place.
And then you
And
got
toilets and shit, everything, man, ain't
Iguanas.
nothing. You know what I mean?
then you got
So-
super duper quadruper hillbillies.
Hillbillies, man.
Lots of toads.
whose names are Helium Biller.
Yeah,
What's his name?
it's a wild place
Helium
in Florida.
Hey,
Yeah.
Helium Billett the third, aka Hillbilly. You know what I'm saying?
Florida was
Oh.
a wild place. Did you like living there? See,
I mean, I
Yeah,
like
see,
living
like-
there, but it also depends like where you're from, because like I grew up in New York City, so like every place is dope or whatever is cool. It's got a vibe, but there's no place like home, right? I liked Miami. I didn't live on the Strip. I lived in North Miami Beach.
Excuse me. I live. I think Florida's a great place to visit.
Yeah,
That's about
I
it.
love
at this
going
point,
back.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could live there
Yeah, it's a great place to visit.
again.
Like, yeah,
But I lived there for what, like 7-8 years?
If you couldn't live where?
like 4 days in Florida is more than enough. I think.
Nah, I got a lot of family in Florida. I go to Florida. I gotta go to Orlando. I got to the West Coast.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'1" and a
How
half.
tall are you? You ever rode horseback?
Yes, you got to be tall
Okay,
to ride a
you-
horse.
Not me.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole thing. You're right. Jockey style. You already know.
I've rode a
What about you,
horse.
DL? You ever
I've
ride a
been
horse?
ziplining.
No, never. I've seen a horse. I pet a horse, but I never rode one. No.
We used to go.
Why
all
you
the
don't think you
time.
got up there?
I didn't grow up around any horses. Like that. I didn't,
Excuse me. I
rode the-
grew up in the Bronx, and we used to go to Central
Yeah.
Park. You could ride horses. You could ride horses.
They
in
don't have that.
Bear
Yeah.
Mountain.
but I rode the
My-
yellow horse at the grocery store.
Oh boy.
Yo, mine was like ours was like yours, Tanya. So we in the hood. There wasn't no horseback riding around there, but for some reason there was a park, Franklin Park, which is one of the top zoos in the country now. Franklin
Yeah.
Park Zoo. Them motherfuckers had a horseback riding the whole trip. When I drive by there, it's nostalgic now because I was like 10 when I first went,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn, they had this shit in the hood. And then one time, a couple of dudes I knew, no matter what you would do, these horses would never go off that trail. My brother tried to do some cartoon shit. Yeah. That horse took off, man. My brother was hanging from the stirrups, screaming and shit. I'm crying. Like, we was little kids, and the thing was like dragging my brother all the way back. The horse was so big, so he's not even hitting the ground. He's just hanging from the stirrup. And it went right back home because you couldn't do nothing. Get them off that trail. So, kind of funny too. Shout out to my brother
In
Vince,
Puerto
but he came
Rico,
back.
we ride horses a lot, and even if you go to the rainforest, I mean, I think they don't do it now, but they used to do it where you could
Sure.
ride the horses through there. But
See, I'm not
This-
I'm not
that's
against
like- we have a lot
horseback
of
riding.
farms.
It's never been presented to me.
Heard.
I've never had the option to ride a horse. It has not happened
So-
yet. I
so
think
here's
I
our
would do
thing.
it though.
So here's our thing. So we're coming from where we're coming from, and the fact that you have that opportunity to do it, like like my sisters never did it. You know what I mean? So, but they didn't want to. But if you had the opportunity, like, damn, I can go horseback riding, and I live over here in Dorchester, you know what I mean? So
yeah, in Puerto Rico, there's a big equestrian community. Like, it was a big thing for the Anheuser-Busch, like the horses to come. There's like like every year there'll be a big thing.
That used to be my
Okay,
that used to be my favorite.
And then in Puerto Rico, there's something called Paso Fino, which I've seen it in the States, but I don't know what it's called. When the horses dance, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my favorite horse is the those ones you were just talking about.
Oh, the Clydesdales. They're beautiful. I've seen them in person many times.
And them are some huge, ridiculous horse with the fur like around their head. The horse is crazy.
They got the Jordan feet. Everybody wants those in the horse community.
But you know, my thing is though, I asked you that too because, like, trust me, I meet a whole bunch of people that never rode a horse anyway. Still, so but sometimes, occasionally, you'll get it up like, yeah, I rode a horse, and you know what I mean, and then I started out riding as a kid, but then I learned like how to make them gallop and shit and all that other shit, because I didn't know what equestrian was till probably till I was 15. When you was young, you was horseback riding.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. The jockeys, when you think about people who ride horses, they're so fucking. Imagine this guy on a fucking horse.
Actually, there are black cowboys.
Imagine him and Trumaine going through the forest on horses.
They need to be some Clydesdales. There needs to be some big horses.
Imagine
horses. But I would love to see that.
Listen,
can we get a picture of that? The silhouette with the cowboy hat.
I used to go to
and the spurs.
I used to ride horses. There used to be a spot in Hingham. So I'm a grown man now. Like that time, like in the 20s. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I used to ride horses up there and shit. So, but it hasn't been for years now. Now I'm cool. I don't need to ride no horse now.
You've rode a horse being as tall as you are right now?
Yeah. I was 6'3", since I was about 6'3", since I was about. My son I think he only been on a pony. My oldest son, he would ride a horse hands down. He's motherfucker do wheelies on highways. So, you know what I mean? But me, I'm like, because no matter how old your kid gets, every time I see that dude on the highway with his foot standing on the seat or doing a wheelie, and he's a big dude. Big dudes don't be doing that. That's some smaller dudes think. Yo, they had the illest shit one time, right? And he sends me, shout out to my son Kerry Jr., he sends me a video. When videos were early, like sending them phone to phone, whatever, and social media, whatever. And they had the ill music, like or some rock type shit. And so I'm saying, what the hell is this movie? And next you know, it's him and two of his boys, and then one of them's filming from the car. But these dudes is like, and so I remember saying to him on the phone, like I said, yo, so which one was you? Knowing like which one it was, but I was just saying the one doing the crazy. I'm talking about high speed on the highway on those big old ninja bike, whatever they are. I'm like, I said, dude, and I said to him, I said, yo, he got a little bit of humor like me, like he got some crazy humor. I said, yo, you don't be thinking about like, you know what I'm saying? Some shit's wiping out. He said, yeah, it could wipe out. And then I'll probably be sliding as the skin goes off of my face.
Oh,
yeah.
And then I'll be looking all sad in the helmet and shit. I was like that, man, you sound crazy, man. You know what I mean? I'm still the father, you know what I'm saying?
So I just messaged when you said that, I know a professional street bike rider like that. So I just messaged him to call in the podcast. If he does, we'll keep talking about that because I want to. Oh, he's saying right here. Nope.
Was you ever into?
He can't do it.
Was you ever into them? Was you ever into those like bikes riding or watching it or anything?
Watching it because I was with him, watching him do it. But I would always be like you're saying, when your son goes, they used to do a wheelie, stand on the gas tank, going down the highway. There's really no way to practice it without.
That's what I'd be saying.
Without saying like, all right, if I don't do this 60 mile an hour wheelie standing up, I'm going to fucking really hurt myself really bad.
Well,
so here we go. So let's go.
They do have like when I was in high school and in college, or like pretty much my early 20s too, like we would go to races, we would go to English Town, and they would have where you could like you race each other,
English
and you could go down the speedway, and also like car shows every Sunday. And what you would do is you would basically find an area that is a highway, or it could be like a route that's a long strip, and that's what you that's what you would do. You would go down there. That's where you would practice before you went on the highway.
My thing is what DL was just said. I feel like there was no practice for these dudes. Like, listen, my son is a big dude. Like, he's about my size, 6'3". He's a little bigger now, but he usually was around 260, 275, shit like that. Doing that, like, you know, you ain't gonna jump off and run real fast. You know what I mean? You getting hurt.
Yeah.
You know, at one time, he actually did one time crash into a stone wall. And then those dudes got different heads because he crashed into a stone wall and gets up and takes off. And got like a broken, fractured collarbone. But then the shit grew back. Like, he didn't go to the doctor really. Like, he kind of was all right.
Damn.
Did whatever.
Yeah, there's some sports.
Yeah, it's a trip.
There's some sports or activities that you know going into it that you're going to get hurt. Skateboarding was one when I was growing up. You know you were going to get fucked up on your skateboard. Like, you knew it. Unless you were just riding your skateboard in a straight line. You know what I mean? By yourself.
That was me.
You might, you might be okay. But it was like, if you wanted to
want to do tricks.
Yeah, if you wanted to do anything,
hey,
like ride it fast. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Believe it or not.
You cruising for
they used to have this thing. They used to have this route when I was a kid called Dead Man's Curve.
Oh boy!
So it was up at the park, right? You would go down this walkway. It was sloped as fast as you possibly could, like you're going downhill, super fast on regular bikes. And now at the end of this thing, there's three rocks, big boulders, that you gotta make that shift to go in between them.
Yeah. And
keep rolling. Yo. People come back around the way because you're carrying their bikes. Their parents bring them back. Motherfuckers are wrapped all up in Band-Aids because some people would hit the rock because it was like a quick, skinny thing to do. Like, you know, which I can't front. I wasn't that daredevil, so I was not going to be doing that. But my brother was, and of course he came back with the bike bent up twice. Yeah, you know what I mean, he's just hard-headed dude.
I was 100% an absolute daredevil as a kid. I used to see how high we could get up in a building and how high we could jump from it. We would crawl from building to building on ladders. I would get gasoline and pour it in. Like, I'm not a pyromaniac whatsoever. I don't do this anymore.
He was Dennis the Menace.
But no, I would never like bother anybody with the fire. I would get gasoline, like a gallon of gasoline, and find an abandoned like chunk of concrete in between houses or something like that. Soak the fucking ground with gas and just light the whole shit. Perfect square of gas. I'm surprised I didn't keep doing that shit. That's how much I liked that shit when I was a kid.
The danger zone.
Let me tell you.
If you have issues with fire or a fire obsession, please contact your local organization for pyromania.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
As safe as you think you're being.
You know, if you could jump from one building to another.
I did that.
We used to do that.
I did that, yeah.
In the Bronx.
I'm talking about, but if you miss, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Like, not even a little bit. It's a wrap for real.
Yeah.
So the only time I did that was on the run type shit, getting away from something. You know what I mean? But I remember coming to the shit, and it might have been 6 feet, something like that, which is in a bunch of space. And I cocked back like on TV and ran and jumped that motherfucking twice, right? For the same thing one night. But I was thinking about, damn, man, you missed that. Even right now, I'm on my shit. I probably was like the top flight.
Good
athlete,
shape, yeah.
Even though what I was doing was crazy.
Young.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I remember jumping that first one. You know what I'm saying? And then even scaling, let me see, that shit might have been about 30 feet, scaling this 30-foot fence.
Yeah.
And coming over the fence. Now you got to jump from the top of that. That's like a stupid jump. Like, you get hurt. Like, you know what I mean? But then when I come over it, I get caught. My pants got caught on it like the scarecrow. So now my shit is like, that's what the cats is wearing overalls. So my shit is like a scarecrow I'm 30 feet up, no bullshit. And then I finally was able to get it to like, you know, break off.
Yeah.
Yo, I hit that ground like like I wasn't in the position that I should have been in. I'm surprised nothing broke because I know I came down like hands, knees, and blam, flat and stuff. But then I got up.
Yeah.
And still probably did about a 4.640. My shit was out of there, man.
I was in one of those 4-floor apartment buildings. You know, it was like 2 apartments on each floor, and we were in the stairwell. It was like a party, and we were in the stairwell and we were smoking. This is back in the day, obviously. No one cares now, but we were just in the stairwell smoking, and the police came running in the door down on the bottom level, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck!" And I just went up 1 level to the roof and jumped to the other roof and came down the other building.
Wow.
So that was like I don't know. I'm trying to think. That was probably like only a 10-foot jump maybe. But the thing is, the roof I was on was higher than the other roof.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as dangerous of a jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was already it was helping me out. Because it was like,
mine was nothing extreme like that. Because where we grew up, there were buildings that were just a little bit closer. It wasn't.
Yeah, you showed me.
It was closer.
I seen.
So you could jump.
Remember, I said that. I said we would have been crawling over these things.
But you still get freaked out.
He's calling me a cracker.
Kid. Is it a salty one? If it's unsalted, at least
we're holding pictures of each other.
That looks. At least it looks unsalted. Not a salty cracker.
Hey. Bruh. So if this is you, right? That's wild. If this is you,
where's the cafe con leche? That is me.
Where's the Ritz?
I'm gonna preface this.
Where's the Ritz?
I'm gonna preface it with this. Pause. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Don't
Pause.
say it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now don't ask him any questions. Now we can say whatever we want about Big Sugar because he's eating, so he can't respond.
That was funny. Yeah. So I kind of liked that shit when I was a kid. Broke a lot of bones, but never nothing really serious. And I guess it did carry over into adulthood.
100%.
As far as the shit I do when I explore abandoned buildings.
Yeah.
Like I go inside huge abandoned buildings. You know what I'm saying? And I know I shouldn't be in there while I'm in there. I've fallen through floors.
Oh, there'll be homeless people in there, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go in here with these people. I should be back in like 10, 15 minutes."
Did you see that video? Did you see that video I did with XL and the other kid? Man, Wasteland.
Okay.
Yo, so if you see that video, the place they really, you're good at finding spots to shoot videos like that, obscure. Yo, the way that shit was broke down like that, I was looking up above me and shit. I was like, yo, man, let's shoot this shit and be out, man. Because everything just looked, and then the wrong L. XL, right? Stepped on a rusty nail that was sticking out or something. Like
now you gotta get a tetanus shot.
Yeah, that happens.
I was like, I seen him over there like being carried, like helped along. I said, damn, what you doing? He said, oh, I stepped on some shit. Man, listen, I did my verse. The scenery was dope, but they know. You know how like we've even done a deal probably where you shoot a video somewhere where you're not supposed to be over there.
Yeah.
But guess what? If you get this footage, it's dynamite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even I don't think that we would. It mattered if we were supposed to be there or not. But I get the most compliments on the video that we did. Out of I got tons of videos, but motherfuckers like that video. And it was simple because
which video?
EMF.
You know what I mean? In the bike tunnel, yeah. Looks cool. Like and they used it for the album cover too.
And then you like when you were like back up, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, and then I was like pause, and then we continued to well, it's some real shit. The visual that was going on in your mind where you were like, okay, this is gonna be dope if you back up, watch, I'll show you. And you're telling me, but then people literally say, yo, that video, remember when you was in that tunnel? Yo, that shit, I said, yeah, man.
Yeah,
DL, and it was cold as shit too. He's the only dude he pulled that off, man. I take off cold, so that shit look like it's all right out there. Shit's cold in the motherfucker. But
yeah.
You do what you do though, right?
Shooting outside in the cold sucks because your hands get real cold, especially if you have a metal lens. You know what I mean? And you can't wear gloves because you can't do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? But that part of it sucks, but the part of it that's good for the director only is the fact that videos go like this, bang, 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 fast, 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 because nobody wants to stand out there. They're just like, oh, let's get this done.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And they just shoot it right away, boom, instead of standing there.
I've done one of my coldest videos with you, and the coldest video was Mass Appeal with Gangsta. Think about it. I can remember out of all the videos that were done how cold it was in them 2 videos. So the one with you was with Term in Singapore.
Off rip. Yep.
Yo, man, let me tell you something. Like, I look at it, I see the breath coming out of my mouth, how dope it looked. But I remember I took a hat off for like a shot.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, it's cold as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the video was so ill. You know what I mean? But and now the Guru one. Oh. So we're on the water, and it's the dead of winter. I don't know what part of New York we're in, but we're on the water, right? Yo, man, this is such the most coldest thing ever. Then you see him spitting in that video with no hat on? Let me tell you something. I'm not taking my hat off that day. That day was like, I'm telling you, and when you see that Mass Appeal video, that shit probably was like 30 below. It was just not, But as a photographer, videographer or whatever, and that has a mind, because you're an artist. If you really have a mind and a vision, you're an artist. You're not just taking cameras, pictures, and whatever, videos. You know that. You know the value in doing that, but at the same time, because it ain't only cold like that for me. I know who's shooting this shit is like.
Yeah.
See, in the beginning, crews were big. Like came and shot these videos.
Yeah.
So that crew probably had like about 9 people, like almost like a movie.
Yeah,
but then they got to like
it used to cost thousands and thousands,
millions
of dollars
sometimes, like
to do a video.
Like put your hands where my eyes can see. I haven't seen the receipt, but I guarantee it was like $2 million to shoot that video for Busta Rhymes.
Listen, so there was 20. So there used to be so many people to shoot these videos, and I give it about 20 plus years now where it shrunk to that 1 or 2.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Where you should shoot these videos, and but as long as you got that professional quality about your shit, like you're good about what you do. Yeah. Like yourself, who I've used plenty of times. Because when you do certain shit that people do, thinking that they're videographer or whatever they are, it's like you look at that shit and go like, listen, man, let me let this motherfucker know. I'm not doing this. You know what I mean? Like it never, like, it's not even about egos or nothing, because I've been on things with like, you had trailers, you had assistants, mad food, all this, like it was. So I've been on the videos. There was a ton of them. But even when it was less than that, it still was done correctly, whatever. My first video, Treat You Better, Crush, like, there was still staffs there and all that. But when the motherfucker ever told me, like y'all already probably know the story, deal. When dude told me, when he was about to shoot the video, I said, yo, where's the music? The dude's like, yo, you can listen on the phone. I said, wait a minute. Right? That's when you think like, the lights might not be as bright as they once were, but they're never that dark.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, dude said that, man. I looked at him and I said, no, for real. Stop the jokes, man. What the fuck's going on? He said, no, I'm saying I'll do my verse. I said, listen, I'm out. Oh, sure, because they were all video ready to be shot. But listen, I'm not doing that.
Like,
I'm not
out.
I'm not gonna rhyme on the phone, listening to the phone and doing you know what I mean? So what did they do? They pulled the truck up, because I said, pull the truck up. They turned the sound up mad loud, and then that was that. But I mean, come on, man. I'm not.
Oh, they did pull the truck up?
Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, they had to, because I was leaving. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I'm not doing the phone. Then no, we're not doing that. Like the man told me to record, and there's only sound coming out one side. Yeah. He said, everybody does it. I said, not here.
You don't know that's how Jay-Z records, bro? One side and a broken headphones?
Man, please. Dude told me that. Hey, you know what? When you try to explain something that's like fucking stupid, that makes it worse.
Yeah.
Like, yo, sure, you've been rhyming for years, recording for years, and somebody's trying to tell you, just record with this, you hearing it in one ear. Like, it's cool. It'll come out dope. It always does. Yo, come on, man. Yo, you can't sell me that shit. You can't sell me that bag of goods, man. I'm like, nah, I'm out. And I never recorded there ever again. And they know who they are. And I got mad love for them, but they know I never recorded there again because I don't
got
do that.
mad love for your broke ass that couldn't afford
You know
it.
what I mean? Come on, man. One. That's like I recorded DLs. Like I recorded your shit, and you tell me, like, try to convince me. Sit down at that table as you're rolling one up. Listen, it only comes out one side, but you'll be fine.
To be clear, that's not what happened.
I'm gonna look at you like. I'm gonna look like we don't even gotta mention the name. It's just like somebody that shoots videos, and we know that. Come on, son. I think that he might have retired. He might have retired by now, but I still, that's my man. But still, he when you come with that type of like when your videos look like a school project, right? You know what I mean? Like, yo, I saw.
Wow.
Yo, I saw.
You ate it with that.
I saw.
Damn.
I saw my son in high school. These kids in high school, my son, they had this presentation because they were vowing to be voted Mr. Braintree with the high school.
Yeah.
And they made some incredible creations like films and shit like that. And his talent part was what? Freestyle. He's mad nice though, right? So this is what they put together these things. You could tell that they had people filming, people helping out, like actors doing all them parts. And so Tremaine wins, right? You know what I'm saying? Like just for freestyle, right? And this is a whole event like about Mr. Braintree, whatever. It goes down in history. So the reason why I'm saying that, because these kids had videos and movie shits that was 20 times better. I could go to them kids and be like, listen, you want to shoot a video? At the time, instead of dude. And I was like, damn, this shit is, and when you got to see something and you like, well, is this actually doable? So then you got to see first, because guess what? No matter what you are or whatever. So if people are used to seeing quality visual and of you, it should always be that way. You know what I mean? So like they don't know how much I did videos with DL as opposed to people who did crush or play it or different situations. You know what I mean? So it still has to look like like for instance, I remember this girl saying to somebody right now, she said, yo, I saw Kerry Gunn. This was years ago. In a video, like he's doing music and everything. And I saw a video. It was a real video. This was years ago. Like, so I knew what she meant. Because it makes it like that's not when like in the early time when people were doing little VCR clips and all this other shit. Nah, this shit was like official from the label.
She was like, it was a legit video, like some MTV type shit.
And guess what?
No, I know what they
when
mean.
When the shit fell, like I said, I always like to use the light wasn't as bright anymore. Is because there was a time in hip hop for everybody, like where that shit just got. Once when you're shining in the 90s and then the shit got really like foul, and then you get fouled up by COVID. So either you're on or you're working, you're doing something else. It happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like Sadat X, like, he has no problem with coming on in and being like working at the hospital while he's recording and doing all this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Because when that shit stops, you got to figure, when them lights ain't shine like that, that shit's like,
you gotta work.
But then they come back around. And if they come back around, you gotta be ready. You can't be standing there being like, so I take a little mic, put it on my lap. Then you gotta be ready to go. You gotta be ready to go, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But yo, you got something else? You ready to get hit?
No, Tanya wanted to say something about Beyoncé.
Oh yeah.
Where was it?
CNN has a new documentary that's gonna. Oh, okay. Let me get ready, okay? You like in my light. You in my light, okay? Beyoncé Knowles Carter will be the focus of a new CNN documentary titled Call Me Country, Beyoncé and Nashville Renaissance. The documentary explores the Grammy Award-winning singer's recent dive into country music with her latest album, Cowboy Carter, and the impact it's having on the music industry. The film will also explore the ongoing conversation surrounding the genre in relation to Black musicians. So it's gonna also feature some Black voices in country music scene, including
Lil Nas X.
I'm gonna say this wrong. Banjo player Rhiannon Giddens.
Oh, okay.
Who is featured
I got his
on
rookie card.
The Danger Zone. Beyonce's hit Texas Hold'em. And then it's going to talk about, yes, little Nas X.
Really says that?
It's probably in there. I saw something about there.
I didn't really. I liked when that little Nas X came out and they were like, "You're not country music," and then we're all like, "Why?" And then no one wanted to say why. And I was like, "Why isn't he country music?"
Well, I think that's part of what.
And it was all. I think it was all. He's a rapper. He's black, first of all, and he's a rapper. It's not country music. It's not country music. Then he went and got like one of the biggest hit makers country music ever had, to be on his record. You know,
part of the documentary is probably going to shed light as to the fact that there have been in the past plenty of black artists. Maybe they haven't had light shine on them, but it's probably going to talk about the history of blacks in country music, because if they were there, why wouldn't they be singing that music?
I see like what when I see clips of country music being played, I don't really see black people singing, but I always see them in the band. So to say that they're not there is
I think that it's just probably one of those genres where people, you know, you have like a preconceived notion of what artists may look like in that genre.
Well, you know,
doesn't mean they haven't been there the whole time.
Go ahead.
If you think about, like, so one thing that I'm looking forward to, I want to see, is it'll be rather interesting, is if when them country music awards come around, does she get any? You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So we'll see, because she'll be up for it. Like we'll see what happens there too.
Well, her album is, I think it was, I don't know if it's the album or the song, but it was #1 on the Billboard Country charts, I believe. Look that up, Mr. DL.
Okay, I'll do that.
And I mean, I did listen to the album, and I will agree with what some people are saying in terms of, like, I didn't necessarily feel an overwhelming sense of country music coming out of it, but at the same time, it's 2024, and that can look like a lot of different things. But I think it was like 22 songs.
Yeah, it was a long album. What was I supposed to be looking up? I forget.
You were supposed to look up if it's Beyonce, Texas Hold'em, or Cowboy Carter. I think it's Texas. If the album or the song was on #1 on the Billboard.
Oh, okay. Oh, definitely the album, for sure. But I'll check anyway.
I'm pretty sure she broke a record.
Yeah, probably. But anyway,
as she often does.
Yeah.
But I want to see the documentary. I'll probably listen to the album a couple more times.
Here you go, right here.
I do listen to country music.
Here you go, right here. Read it up, ready, bang.
It says Beyonce's Texas Hold'em just made history again. The country track reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Beyonce the first black woman to top the chart with a country song.
Oh, dang. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a first? Wow, really?
So I'll be interested to hear more about the history of that. But I think it is a country song. If you compare it to other popular country music, it's right up there. Yeah. Let's see what happens.
All right. Well, so yeah, I guess that's it. I kind of wanted to talk about something else, but it's not even relevant. It's just something that I wanted to talk about. But I think we should go into stupid as hell, because I know Suge wants to go watch the basketball game.
At some
basketball
point,
game, the Red Sox, the Bruins.
Yeah.
But listen, the Bruins are 1-1 in the playoffs, and Celtics will be playing probably now or soon.
Yeah, everybody's playing tonight.
But this week, a South Carolina man received a reduced sentence after pleading guilty to having sex and prostituting hundreds of black girls.
Damn.
Being that he's a white male.
Uh-oh.
Disgusting.
The Atlanta Black Star report.
Where's that cracker hat that you had earlier?
I ate that, pause. But anyway, Jason Roger Pope, also known as DJ Kid, pleaded guilty to 5 counts of sex trafficking, a minor, 5 counts of criminal sexual conduct, and 3 counts of criminal sexual conduct last summer. The charges stem from Pope's sex trafficking of a minors from 2017 to 2019, including 693 underage black girls.
Oh my
According
God.
to prosecutors. Prosecutors said Pope intentionally infected one of the girls with HIV. So, but they did give him a reduced sentence, and his goofy ass will be back out here real soon. He'll have to register as a sex.
Why did they give him a
offender.
reduced sentence? And why it's only 6 counts when he had 394 or whatever it was? See, this was problem with the justice system. Like, what is going on, people?
They probably can't prove certain things, so that's probably why, you know, because he'll be back out here.
People like this
But
need to be off the street.
They said he has to register as a sex offender, you know, so we'll see what happens. But this week's stupid as hell because he's mad stupid. I'm glad they caught up with him. The House of Stupid is your man, Jason Roger Pope, also known as DJ Kid. And we won't be talking about you again on the show. Stupid. Anyway.
You blew it!
Yeah.
Well,
that was good.
It's been real. It's been wrong. But it's never too long. Nah, it's all good, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Listen, we're going to be back. And tune in, man. Y'all remember to tune in, man. You talk to man. We can talk about some things. Something new we doing. So check in, man. Tell your people. Danger Zone episode 112. You know where the players dwell. You know what I mean? You know, 1111 is me. The Triangle, me.
Big Shook, Mr. DL, Chef Tanya Nicole.
That's it. Bing, 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 dinner time. Hey, remember, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them.
Don't make them.
As we grow, we glow. And like I said previously, always check on your people. Someone you might not have heard from, you know, you never know what people are going through, man. Check on them, man, see what's going on. And also, you know, stay solid. Peace. On my dog days. Out.
Say another motherfucking word and this shit is over. On my dark days, I chopped crack on the regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on the regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure the hard I have.